Hello and welcome to another update video about Natgas. So Natgas is coming down further, no surprise, because without a break above the descending trend line that I showed you in the last few videos, we haven't got any bottom signal, no bottoming signal, right? So as long as we are below the descending trend line, the focus is clearly on the downside. And at the moment, I still have on the chart here this scenario that this could be a B wave. Even though it broke below the beginning of the A wave, that would still allow at the moment for another bounce in a C wave of 4. At the moment though, this decreases certainly in probabilities, especially because we now made a slightly lower low than the 22nd of February low, today. However, it can still be a B wave. So just be aware of that, right? What I will do to make the chart a bit cleaner, I'm going to hide these subwave structures now because I want to bring the other count onto the chart as well, which certainly is not unlikely. So yeah, this is sort of the idea here, that this could still, the move off the 22nd of Feb to the upside could have been an A wave. The move down now a B wave, even though it's getting really it's getting really tough now, but we need to be on high alert, and that's what this count is for. We need to be on high alert that if we break above the descending trend line, this could lead to a C wave to the upside. And if we see the first 1-2 setup, which means the first 5 up, the first 3 down, making a higher low, then this is the next setup on the long side for a possible C wave trade into the, at the minimum, 320 region, but ideally a bit higher. So that's still possible. And in that scenario, we would complete this C wave, which would be an impulse. That would complete a higher degree fourth. The third wave bottomed on the 22nd of Feb, and then we could still get another low later. The idea is still to get one more low in Natgas. Well, if you want it like that, actually, the primary expectation on the larger time frame to get one more low has been fulfilled here today by making another low, but it's not ideal, and it's not entirely clear if this is already the 5th wave. That's why I have actually the alternative wave 2 here. So the wave 2 that you can see here on the chart is actually the end of the bear market for Natgas. Alternatively, it's gonna obviously put this low in straight away. And in that scenario, we've already seen the wave 4, we discussed that, but it would be a very shallow wave 4. I am not very happy with that. I'd still be much more happy with a deeper or stronger wave 4 and then see this wave 5, which would eventually complete this wave 2 or the C wave of wave 2, right? So, but in the very short term, what do we need to watch out for? So first of all, we need to watch out for that trend line. So if that trend line doesn't break, the focus remains on the downside. Very simple. In the, let's call it short-term, more bullish count, that's exactly what we need to be watching out for. We currently have 3 waves down. As you can see clearly here, we have 3 waves down. And in these 3 waves, I mean, we could still get further downside. A B wave can overshoot to the downside by quite a bit, and we're not at the limit yet. But as long as we have only 3 waves down, we need to be watching that this could just be a B wave. If we get 5 down, then this cannot be this count anymore, right? So for me, I'm watching this count still, but to play out really, it needs a break above the descending trend line. What would be the more bearish count? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take out this support area because it's not relevant anymore and it just blocks our view. So what would be the more bearish count where we could directly put a low in place here of the wave 2? In the more bearish count, the wave 4 already ended here on the 3rd of March. And in the more bearish count, we came down in basically here, a wave 1, a wave 2 rally, and we're now in a 3rd wave. There should be a 4th and a 5th. And then all of this would shift down a bit, right? So that means we haven't even completed a 3rd wave, which means this would again be a wave 1, this would be a wave 2. And then we could say we're currently still working on a 3rd because we haven't seen that 4th wave bounce, and then there should be a 5th. So at some point now, we should get a corrective fourth wave bounce. And that move up will give us clarity. Are we actually in the C wave, or is it just here a fourth wave bounce? That fourth wave bounce is likely now and increases now in probabilities because this third wave has reached minimum targets. Yeah, so you can see we've now reached basically here the 1.786 extension. What you normally need in this third wave, in such a third wave, is the 1.618 extension that was at 214 that was reached. So yeah, probabilities for a bottoming process here in at least a third wave, that we get a fourth wave bounce or something more bullish like a C wave, that increases. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised to still see an extension down to maybe $2.03, which is the 200% extension, but then at least somewhere it should get that bounce. If it's a shallow wave 4, we can then expect another fifth down. That would complete a higher degree 3. Then there should be a 4 and a 5. So that can take us down quite a bit eventually, right? So I'm eyeing sort of the area around, maybe to start with around 150, but I wouldn't be surprised if it eventually comes down lower. That would be the direct sell-off count where we would complete the wave 2 here, let's say fairly shortly, right? But be ready for a bounce of sorts, and with that information that you got here, you should be equipped to understand what kind of pattern it is. Certainly a bounce, then we need to be watching, is it a wave 4 or a wave C? We will be able to talk about, or we will talk about targets for both of them when we get a breakout of that trend line. But for now we don't, so I cannot really calculate any targets. All right, that's my update about Natgas. I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.